Do you own the Nikon 24-70 f2.8 G zoom lens and you're wondering, should you invest in a 24-1.4 G? Is it worth it? What are the differences between these two lenses at 24 millimeters? Are you going to get a big benefit by buying this prime lens? Well, in this video, we're going to find out. What's good, guys? This is Vahography. I'm Vahagan, your rock and roll photographer. Thought I'd make a quick little video for all you Nikon shooters out there that own a 24-70 and you're happy with the 24 millimeter focal length that this lens produces, or you might own the 24-70 Z lens if you have a Z mount camera. And you're wondering, should you invest, should you get a faster 24 millimeter lens? Well, there's a 24 millimeter prime lens that I have in my hand right now. This is the 24 1.4 G lens. It's not a cheap lens. This lens has amazing benefits to it. I will go over why that is in this video. But first, if you haven't subscribed yet to Vahography, and this is your first time, you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, go ahead and do so. This channel, we talk about all things photography, lens reviews, photography business tips, tutorials, you name it. Everything about photography, Nikons, and much, much more. So go ahead and subscribe. All right, guys. So these two lenses, you have a 24-70 at home. Most shooters, a lot of Nikon shooters have this lens. This lens is a really good walk-around lens for me, for my personal photography needs. And I use this thing a lot, big time. And you can tell I bought these rubber pieces here from Amazon. The focus ring rubber is coming off. I use this thing. This has a lot of miles on it. It's still great, sharp, 24-70 all-around, walk-around lens for me. You have this lens, or you have a 24-70 f4 kit lens with the Z camera. And by the way, I'm using that 24-70 f4 Z lens right now. So wait, this video's turned out to be a 3 lens comparison at 24 millimeters? No, but in this video, we'll keep it these two lenses. You know, they're f-mount lenses, and I just want to compare these two. So, should you get a 24 millimeter 1.4 G lens? You already have a 24 millimeter 24-70 lens. Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you why this lens is awesome. This lens is great. You might not think you need a 24-1.4, and probably you don't. But if you have an extra grand laying around, you know, you want to buy a cool, fast, wide lens, yeah, this guy. And I'll go over the reasons why in a minute. We'll do some video clips, like I said, and we'll also do some still photography, compare these two lenses side by side together, same settings, see the differences, how much more light you're getting. We'll see the sharpness, the background blur, the colors, all that good stuff in this video. So real quickly, guys, just by looking at these two lenses right now, the 24-1.4 is a lot more compact, as you see here. However, when I'm, holding these two lenses in my hand, they're pretty much, pretty much weigh the same. Maybe a little heavier, the 24-70, but they pretty much feel the same. They pretty much weigh the same. We'll go ahead and start the test right now. Looking forward to showing you guys the results. All right, right now we're recording with the 24-70 f2.8 G lens, the standard walk-around Nikon 24-70 version 1 G lens at 24 millimeters and wide open at f2.8. We'll give it a shot with the 24-1.4 G lens. We'll shoot the video clip wide open at 1.4, and we'll see what the differences are, if it's even worth getting 1.4 24 millimeters. For video. Doing shots like this, you're doing video work, maybe a close-up interview like this. Again, the 24-70 2.8G, rock and roll. Now let's switch lenses. All right, the 24 1.4G lens on the camera right now. I purposely did not adjust any lighting. I left everything the same. ISO, everything the same, just so you guys see how much more light you're getting in with this 1.4 24mm prime lens. So yeah, I just wanted you guys to see the difference in light. We're recording at 2.8 earlier with the 24-70, and now we're recording 24mm prime G lens 1.4 at 1.4. And right off the bat, I can tell that you guys know that the ftz adapter, when you're doing autofocus with Z cameras, it's a little, you hear the clicks a little bit. And I can tell right now, just by listening to the camera focus, it's a lot quieter than the 24-70 version 1. Yeah, it's definitely a lot quieter than that zoom lens. Wow, amazing, amazing. That's a plus for this lens. That's a plus. I mean, yeah, being 1.4, of course, this is why you buy this lens. I think this can be a really good thing for videographers. It's not that loud when it focuses with the ftz adapter. You still hear it a little bit, little faint. That 24-70 was really loud, The mic probably picked it up, but with this, you can hardly hear it. Let me adjust the lighting. I think it's really bright. I think I'm probably overexposed a little bit, but let me adjust the lighting. Let me lower the light, and so you guys can really see the background blur difference from the two lenses. All right, so I lowered the light a little bit. The only option I had was to do that. I was already at ISO 100 with the 24-70, so I couldn't go down more. I wanted to keep it at 1.4, so I lowered the light. Hopefully it's a little better now. So yeah, let's compare the differences. How's the sharpness differences, guys? What are you seeing as far as sharpness goes? Let me back up just a little bit so we can get, a better perspective of the lens. And by the way, I did do a full-on review of the 24 1.4G lens. I'll put the link up on top if you want to check that out. In my earlier videos, I did review this prime lens. But in this video, like I said, I wanted to put it head-to-head with the 24-70. The whole goal of this video was for all you Nikon shooters out there. You have the 24-70 and you're looking for a 24, 1.4 lens, and you're thinking, should I get it? Is it worth it? How much of a difference it is from 2.8 to 1.4 with the 24mm focal length? Yeah, if you want the full review, guys, with all the specs and sample images, you name it, click that link, and I'll put the link in the description below as well. So we're at 1.4. Let's do another comparison. I'm gonna stop this lens down at 2.8, and we'll compare the differences that we see both at 2.8. So yeah, again, 1.4 right now. Let's stop it down to 2.8, and I'll put both videos on the screen so we can check it out. All right, 2.8 on the 24 1.4G, 2.8 on the 24 1.4G lens. Stopped it down, like I said. We want to compare both lenses, see if, both at 2.8, and see what we see. The differences between the lenses, both at 2.8. The colors, the sharpness, the background blur. Again, side by side, what do you see? Any differences? Both at 2.8. This is the video portion. What do you say we do some photography tests now? And we'll play with it and see the differences that we get, and I'll show you the results. All right, let's do it. All right, moving on to the photography side of things. So, set of images here. Both lenses shot at 2.8, and then I shoot one at 1.4, so you get an idea of the background blur and the sharpness. And this next set of images, I cropped it heavily so you guys see the difference in sharpness. And from my observation, guys, it's very close, and that's to be expected. Both quality lenses. However, I give the sharpness edge to the 24-1.4 just a tad. It's a little sharper at 2.8. But the magic happens at 1.4. You set that lens to 1.4 and it just glows. Just love the results I get at 1.4. Here's an example. You see that right here? And this next example, I'm gonna crop it heavily again to the lens so you see the difference both at 2.8. What do you guys think? Just out of sheer curiosity, guys, I want to do a close focus test right now. Right now I have the 24 1.4G on the camera and I'm focusing as close as the lens can focus. Oh yeah, no comparison, guys, no comparison. The 24 1.4G just smokes the 24 to 70. Let's talk price for a minute. The 24 to 70 2.8, there's a newer version than this. It's a lot more expensive than the original. You can find this guy used, the original 24 to 70G, for probably about $1,000, maybe a little less. I've seen them go for $700 to $800 sometimes, depending on condition. Now the 24 to G, the 24 1.4G, if you can find one, that is, you don't see too many of these laying around. This is a gem of a lens, guys. This is a keeper. If you don't need the money, you don't sell it. Now Nikon does make a Z 24mm 1.8 S lens, but it's a 1.8. So this is the fastest lens right now that Nikon offers at 24mm. So what I'm trying to say is it's a keeper, guys. So you don't see too many of these used. But if you do see one, they probably go for about $1,100, $1,200, depending on condition. Again, I see them as low as $1,000, but you won't find one lower than that. Not lower than $1,000. They still sell new for about $1,800. There's a $200 savings on that right now. Original price, retail price is $2,000. $2,000. Personal opinion, it's worth it. It's worth every penny. Like you saw, it just makes a big difference. Why you would use this lens? Well, if you're a wedding photographer and you're doing like ceremonial shots where it's like a little dark and you want natural light shots, 1.4 perfect, 24mm. You want to do shots like this, video clips a little wider, but you want that 1.4. And both lenses have a 77mm filter thread. So if you have this, you wouldn't need to invest in more filters because they're both 77mm. So you don't have to buy filters. You already have them for this guy if you even use filters. So yeah. So if you're on the fence and you're thinking about if you should get this amazing 24 1.4G, hopefully this video helped you decide. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you have this lens, what you think about this lens. Did you sell it? Did you own it before? Did you regret selling it? Or flat out, if you hated this lens, which I doubt. Leave me a comment down below. I love to read that. Alright guys, that's it for me. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Like I said in the beginning of this video, like and subscribe. Hit the like button. The more likes we get on this video, the more people see this video, and the more we can grow and bring you better and better content. Again, thank you for watching. This is Vahography. I'm Vahagan, your rock and roll photographer. You guys like Motley Crue? Dr. Feelgood? I love this album. This is when Crue was at its prime. I think the best years for Motley Crue. It was in 1988, 1989, when they were rocking stadiums. Vince Neil's voice was still killer. Tommy Lee, it was all about the music back then. No distractions. Tommy Lee was dating Heather Locklear. We all know how that went. One of my favorite bands when I was a kid. I remember listening to them in grade school. Tommy Lee was just jamming on those drums and twirling those sticks. He was a great showman. He was a great showman. 1988, 89 when Dr. Feelgood came out. Anyway, guys, I won't get into it. That's for a whole different video. Anyway, thanks for watching. Rock and roll.